Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out The Drug to Master Reality by Kurzgesagt. Not sure what drug they're going to talk about. Also, is it going to be like medicine that you actually take? Or are they talking about drugs? You know, the ones that are addictive and bad for you. Let's see.
Amphetamines can drive you through brutal work shifts, push you through boring study sessions, or keep you dancing till dawn. They fuel ambitions and sharpen minds. We've given them to soldiers to fight harder and to children to help them focus. Today, millions of brains are running faster than evolution had ever planned.
Help them focus, so I'm guessing this could be
amphetamines have become one of the fastest growing drug markets in the world, second only to cannabis. Like any drug, amphetamines can be used to escape reality. But unlike any other, they promise to help us master our modern world. What makes them so appealing? And what happens to your body once you take them? Supercharging your brain. Almost everything humans do.
The main question is it addictive?
Motivation. Whether you're working, playing, studying, creating, working out, partying, or fighting, you need to push through exhaustion, silence distractions, and stay in sync. Amphetamines are stimulants and do just this extremely well. They come in three main types: plain amphetamine, methamphetamine, and MDMA. Meth is an extremely potent and addictive version, and MDMA or ecstasy has some quite unique effects, but today we'll focus on plain amphetamine, sold on the street as speed or as prescription drugs like Adderall or Vyvanse. The main effect of amphetamines is to trick your brain to massively increase the levels of dopamine and noradrenaline. Dopamine is the chemical of motivation and excitement, like the rush when you're about to beat
these
an
drugs
impossible boss in a Souls game.
I would have to say these drugs are mostly negative if all they do is increase your dopamine, because if they increase your dopamine, you're gonna feel a lot better on them. And since you feel a lot better on them, you're gonna want to keep taking them, and eventually you'll probably get addicted to it. So I'm gonna have to say this drug is mostly negative.
Noradrenaline makes your mind awake, focused, alert and sharp, able to precisely and quickly move your fingers to perform the combo that destroys the boss. Dopamine says, yes, this matters, and noradrenaline gives you the tools to make it happen. On amphetamines, you aren't
using drugs
excited, but
to be better at video games is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You absorb and react to everything around you. Your attention is locked in the moment. In the best case, you enter a state of flow easily. Your mood is lifted and boring tasks seem more engaging. Distractions become less distracting in the face of your goals. Your heart pounds faster, your breath quickens, and sweat beads on your skin. Hunger fades.
I gotta say, unless you have some sort of disorder that makes it hard for you to pay attention to stuff, like I said earlier, ADHD, taking this is not exactly a good idea, I would say. Because making boring tasks exciting, or being able to focus better and ignore distractions while, for example, doing schoolwork, it's not a good enough reason to take drugs. Yeah, it probably makes it easier, but you could get all those things done without having to take amphetamine. You could do all of that without taking any sort of drugs. So you're really just taking this for no reason. Yes, it makes it easier to do those things and pay attention, but you run the risk of getting addicted to it, so it's just not worth it in my opinion.
And fatigue dissolves. Other stimulants like
unless you have some sort of disorder like ADHD
may be crashing you and leaving you more tired than before, but amphetamines lift you up and hold you there for 4 to 14 hours. Back in the day, amphetamines used to be prescribed for all kinds of problems: to lose weight, fix your depression, or against nasal congestion. Nowadays, they're mainly prescribed for ADHD, a mental disorder that makes it hard to concentrate on things you find boring and to control your impulses. ADHD brains are basically looking for a reward that never comes. Amphetamines solve this by providing this reward, turning a super easily distracted scatterbrain into a focused one. In the last decades, ADHD diagnoses in kids and adults in the US have skyrocketed, leading to an unprecedented amount of prescription amphetamines. But amphetamines aren't just drugs, they're tools. Performance-enhancing tools perfectly aligned with our most mainstream ambitions. And if they manage to keep you awake and focused better than coffee or energy drinks, why not get your daily performance boost with a dose of amphetamines?
Because they're
Made in
addictive.
labs, prescribed by doctors, and safely taken by millions after all. So their legal and illegal use has surged in many workplaces, particularly in very stressful or highly competitive industries that require long hours and intense focus. From tech to finance bros, from cooks or truck drivers to surgeons or nurses. In the US
Surgeons!
alone, more than 4 million
I don't know.
people.
Yeah, I don't care if these drugs enhance your performance and make you able to focus more. I would rather have a surgeon who's doing surgery on me not be on drugs. Any kind of drugs. I don't care what it is.
People illegally use prescription stimulants. Especially college students have started to rely on them more and more, not to party, but to push for better grades. Concentrating and studying are hard enough on their own, but even more so in times where short-form videos and endless scrolling have nuked our attention span.
You know, a good way to solve this without needing the drugs is to just put your phone away, delete TikTok, turn off notifications, and put your phone away. Put it on silent. And there you go. Problem solved. After a few months like that, you'll get used to no longer checking your phone every 5 minutes. I did that. I kept checking my phone all the time because of stupid notifications from like Twitter, stuff like that. I deleted all that shit, turned off notifications. Now I no longer look at my phone every 5 minutes. I can pay attention far longer to things. So you don't need drugs. You can do this without the amphetamines. Just like, you don't need to take this. It's a pointless drug. You don't need to take it if you don't have ADHD or any other disorder. Just stop checking your phone all the time. Eventually, you'll turn not checking your phone into a habit. And you'll stop constantly paying attention to it. You'll stop being distracted by it. You don't need to take drugs to achieve that. Yes, the drugs will make it easier, but it's not a healthy way of doing it.
Some believe they have undiagnosed ADHD, that their struggle to concentrate is a flaw that needs chemical fixing, or they simply want an easy edge to achieve more.
Yeah, they just want an
Imagine
easy
you're cramming
out.
for finals. Someone offers you a pill and the fog in your brain lifts. 8 hours vanish in a hyper-focused blur. Should you take another one tomorrow? This is starting to sound like a commercial. But the frank reality is that
No, it's starting to sound more like an addiction.
fix to things that many of us struggle with. But of course, nothing good in life comes for free. Speed crash. The dark side of amphetamines comes in 2 flavors: unpleasant side effects and serious health risks. The least negative bad experience may be that amphetamines work, just not for the right thing. Instead of finally writing the paper that's due tomorrow, you hyper-focus on grinding your game, and then the day's over. Congrats on the new item, but you'll still fail your class. More serious is that noradrenaline puts you...
Okay, so it makes you hyper-focused, but you still have to put in the effort yourself to not get distracted. So I guess that kind of backs up my point I made earlier. These drugs won't help you. You still need to focus on the thing you're supposed to be doing.
Your body into fight or flight mode, which can make you feel nervous, tense, and on edge. Your heart beats faster and your breaths are shorter, which is exactly how your body feels when you experience anxiety.
Yeah, it basically just gives you anxiety.
Suddenly, you feel extremely worried or can't stop ruminating. If you're already pretty stressed or anxious, this can worsen your anxiety or even lead to a full-blown panic attack. On the other hand, your motivation can overshoot. Your patience shrinks to almost zero, and you can feel wired and very annoyed at people because they speak and think too slowly, making you jittery and pretty unpleasant to others. Amphetamines also make you numb towards the needs of your body, so it's easy to forget that you need to drink, eat, and sleep. You may suddenly realize that you're totally dehydrated, tired, and shaky after neglecting your body's needs for hours and hours. And while amphetamines lengthen the time you can stay awake and be productive, if you took them too late in the day or too much,
you won't be able to
sleep. It may just be impossible to get to sleep as your mind can't stop racing, making you exhausted the next day, tempting you to solve the problem with another dose.
Another one, and now you're addicted.
All the enhancing effects can reverse, leaving you nervous, restless, obsessively overthinking, or outright unable to focus on anything. Some prescription amphetamines like Vyvanse stay active in your system for up to 14 hours.
So I was correct, these drugs are negative.
If you have a bad trip, you
It's
may
bad
have to
for you.
wait it out. And the come down can also be pretty harsh. After hours of being bathed in dopamine and noradrenaline, their levels drop suddenly. You may feel extreme fatigue.
You're gonna feel
mood
depressed.
Can crash, leaving you feeling low energy and depressed. You may experience a fresh boost of anxiety as your brain tries to rebalance itself. And of course, there's addiction. The first of all,
there we go.
constant
Finally,
artificial
took long
dopamine
enough for them to
can
mention
totally
that.
Disrupt your emotional baseline. Swinging from euphoric and super focused and driven to stressed and tired is pretty unpleasant. If you take amphetamines regularly, you build a tolerance, needing higher doses to achieve the same effects.
Eventually,
which
you'll take so
raises
much
the
you
risk
probably
for
kill
all the
yourself.
Negative effects. Maybe at the beginning, amphetamines were the solution to finally do your homework, but after a while, you just feel completely unable to study or work at all without the boost they give you.
And yeah, that's another thing. Once you start taking them, you won't be able to do anything without them. You can't do homework, you can't concentrate, so you take the amphetamine. Now you can do your homework. Next time you have homework, you're like, I don't know, maybe I should just take another pill. You take another one. And at that point, you'll never be able to do it again without the drugs. And you just screwed yourself over. Now you're dependent on them.
It can be hard to get back to your normal baseline afterwards. Okay, not ideal, but can amphetamines destroy your life? Well,
definitely.
Maybe. Definitely your brain and heart. The flood of chemicals that boosts your brain can overwhelm it, mixing noise and signal and turning clarity into chaos, leading to psychosis. You can no longer tell for sure what's real and what's not. Typical symptoms are bizarre thoughts, hallucinations, and paranoia. In most cases, they fade once the drug wears off, but sometimes
that's
they
still
stay
not
for
good.
months, and for a minority of people, they can evolve into full-fledged schizophrenia, changing your life forever. Amphetamines speed up your heart, and over time, even mild increases in blood pressure can damage vessel walls, causing them to thicken, narrow, and lose elasticity, which forces your heart to work harder. If you use them long-term, this can lead to serious complications like cardiac arrest or an irregular heartbeat. And in high enough doses, especially mixed with other stimulants like cocaine, amphetamines can trigger heart attacks, tear open major arteries, or burst blood vessels in your brain, leading to strokes.
Wow, amazing!
How likely?
Okay, you know what? Earlier I said that maybe this is good for people with ADHD. Now that I see how many and how bad the side effects are, I'm starting to think the opposite. Maybe the ADHD is better than this.
Is this to happen? Today, it seems that low-dose prescription use over the short term for ADHD is relatively low risk, while chronic and especially heavy use in healthy people is probably harmful.
Okay.
If you want our opinion after our research, amphetamines are a huge grey zone. A part of society runs on speed because it wants to work more, be more focused, faster, and longer. For some people, they're an effective way to treat a real underlying condition. For some, they're a great health risk. Without medical guidance and proper care, amphetamines can turn you into a terribly on-edge, anxious, and unpleasant version of yourself.
Yeah, you shouldn't be taking this without consulting a doctor.
Also a short-term fix, and probably not a sustainable long-term solution
Also true.
if you do not have an underlying condition. You can brute force your mind and body to do what you want them to right now, but amphetamines are not helping you to acquire better habits or to grow and become a better version of yourself. But we're not the health police. You do you. But hopefully, you do so as informed and responsibly as
you
possible.
do you. The consequences you suffer
Luckily, there are other ways
are
to
because of your
supercharge
choice.
mind, but
Yeah, okay, so in conclusion, basically, don't take these drugs unless you consult a medical professional and you actually have some sort of disorder which these drugs could help with. Because if you don't, you're taking a drug that could mess up your life for barely any benefit. If you're just struggling to concentrate on homework, something simple, taking this drug is a stupid idea. Because the consequences, or possible consequences, far outweigh the possible gains you could get from it. In my opinion, it's just not worth it. High risk, low reward. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's like pretty much any other drug. You take it, you feel great for a little bit, then you feel like shit afterwards, and eventually you'll get dependent and addicted on it, and then you're screwed. Then you have to go to rehab, and that might not fix things. So yeah, just don't do it. It's not worth it. I mean, take it at your own risk. Consult with a medical professional, at least. if you don't have any underlying issues that would require these drugs, definitely don't do it because you're doing it for no reason. And yeah, at the end of the day, your body, your choice. If you want to do it, you want to take the risk, go ahead. I would recommend you don't, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority of medical professionals would say the same. Just don't take the risk if you don't really need to. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to see more reactions, check out this video right here. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.